New turning video tomorrow, of course, on Thursday. Today I've got a new drill press and I thought it might be fun to go over some of the features of it, talk about drill presses in general, what you can do with them besides drill a hole, things like that. So let's take a good look at it. We'll start on the left side as I'm facing it from the operator's side here in the front. You've got your depth stop. This is where you can set how far down the drill bit or accessory, whatever you're using, how far down it comes, and lock it in place there. This is a cool feature which happens up inside here. We'll take a look at that later. But this has a Reeves Drive, so that means it's a continuously variable speed motor. Now you adjust this while it's running, and that's because of the two pulley system that it uses, which has an adjustable pulley, and the speed range is from 580 RPM to 3200 RPM. On the right hand side you have the feed control. You use this to drill a hole, and this has a travel of 3 1/8 of an inch. Also kept over here on the right hand side is the chuck key for the chuck. Nothing much happens in the back except of course the motor is back there. Also on the right hand side is the table raising and lowering handle. This is probably my 6th or 7th drill press in my life and the very first one to ever have this feature. Just like I've never had a garage door opener in my life after owning 4 houses. In the front, of course, this is where all the fun stuff happens. You got your power switch. Here you have a light switch to light up your work area, and you have a laser for center. And it has a digital readout. For speed. The table has a cool feature. Well, more than one cool feature. By loosening this lever, you can rotate the table around. By loosening one knob here and one in the back, you've got an extended work support. And underneath the table there's a bolt. If you loosen that, you can tilt the table up to 45 degrees. And there's a scale on the side over here to tell you what those degrees are. And like all drill press tables, there's slots for clamping your workpiece to the table. That's standard on all drill press. The chuck seems to be really good quality, and it operates very smoothly. It has a capacity of 1/32 to 5/8 of an inch that you can insert into the chuck. The base of the machine has slots as well if you want to remove the table and drill all the way down to the base so you can clamp things to the base. That'll give you a capacity between the base and the chuck of about 2 feet. Now a drill press like this needs to be bolted to a workbench or whatever you're going to bolt it to, and mine is not, and that's because I'm not certain I'm going to keep it here. I know another place I'd rather have it, but something's in the way right now. So what I'm going to do before we start doing any drilling or anything else is I'm going to put a clamp on here to hold it in place like that. And I told you I'd show you how the Reeves Drive works. There's just one screw that you need to remove. A lot of these drill presses, you just lift this up to change the belts, but we don't have to do that. That's why there's a screw in here. You very seldom need to access this. I'll show it to you in operation. It's a little noisy with this open, so let's close it. This shouldn't need much maintenance up here for quite a few years, I would imagine. My old Delta lathe that had a Reeves Drive only required attention maybe, gosh, every 2 or 3 years. Mostly just cleaning and a little lubricant. Now, of course, the main job of a drill press is to drill a hole. So I've got my little vise here. I've got a block of wood up in here. I'm going to turn on the laser. I'm going to put my little dot in the center of the X of the laser. This is my very first time doing anything with this drill press. Oh, I guess we could turn on the work light too, although we don't need it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Everybody knows that. Let's try some other things we can use a drill press for. This is a sanding drum meant to sand curved surfaces like this. Normally you would have a fixture that you built that you'd put on your table that would have a hole in it that would allow the sanding drum to go down inside the hole just a bit to utilize the full length of the sanding drum. I'm not set up for that because I have a oscillating spindle sander, so I don't do this, but you can. So let's see how this works. I've turned the speed down to, I think, around 600 RPM. Well, it works very well. This is not the highest quality sanding drum, so there's a little vibration to it, but it works. I always buy quality old tools when I can find them, and this is a Crescent brand, good brand, but somebody left it laying out in the rain, didn't they? So I like to kind of clean them up, oil them up, give them away to people that don't have any. It's going to take a little more work, but you get the idea. Works great. And this is a buffing wheel. You apply buffing compound to the edge here. My old short 5/8 inch bowl gouge is getting kind of dull and nasty. Let's see if we can clean it up any. I bet that makes it slide across the tool rest even better too, huh? Yeah, cool. You can do that with all sorts of metals, plastics, even wood, depending on the compound that you use on your buffing wheel. And then of course, my favorite, the Sandoflex. A lot of people like to make walking sticks, and I've collected a few. I can't say that I've ever made one, but once you've done whatever you're gonna do to the walking stick, carving it or whatever you've done, you wanna smooth out so that it's easy to handle, feels good to the hand. Or something a little more in my wheelhouse. This root that we'll be turning soon. This came from Tuffy. Excellent use of the drill press. And speaking of Tuffy and walking sticks, he's made a lot of them. I think he told me he has given away 50 or so, including 2 to me, and I'm honored to have them. I've shown them on the channel before. I hope you enjoyed this look at my new drill press. It's a Vevor, V-E-V-O-R, model DP12VL. Variable speed, laser, table lift, seems to have it all. Plenty of power. It's a 5 amp. That puts it at a little over a half horsepower, I think. Plenty of power for anything I wanted to do there. It never even came close to stalling. It was super easy to put together. The manual has great pictures, great instructions, simple to follow, all in English. It was a blessing. I really appreciated this. I had it put together in, I don't know, 30 minutes, I guess. There wasn't that much. Attach the column to the base, attach the head to the column, put the table in place, and that was it. Quick and easy. Weighs about, I think about 75 pounds, so not that hard to move around. I do recommend bolting it once you get it in place. Bolt it down so you don't have to worry about it, although my clamp worked quite well. So, I hope you enjoyed the look at it. I really like it. I really recommend it. I'll put a link down in the description if you want to take a look at one yourself. They're for sale on Amazon. There you go. We'll have a new turning video tomorrow. So for now, this is Phil, Shady Acres Woodshop, signing off.